Greetings fellow traders, this is Max and welcome to my Sunday market analysis where I'm going to analyze the market and share with you my top trades for the upcoming week. And as you can see, I've only have 5 pairs here on my closer watch list with potential trades that I am interested in taking in the upcoming week. And I would like to start with just a couple other pairs first, and especially the GBP NZD pair here. So the reason is I recently got stopped out break even on this low here on the trade. And if you followed in my Telegram channel my recent trade updates, then you know that this trade has reversed immediately kind of and pushed to the upside really strongly. So what can we actually take from that now? If you remember, I have entered the trade pretty much around this area here, with the original stop loss being just below this candle here. And it had a push to the upside immediately and then reversed. So I just stayed in this trade because it just didn't hit my stop loss, and I'm just gonna continue holding it until it either hits my stop loss or my take profit. While I haven't really set a clearly defined take profit, I had this area in mind, but even this area above here expecting a breakout. So I held it I held quite a long time actually, and then it double tested this area here, and then the price just continued to the downside. Then it reached the round psychological level here and it had a push to the upside again. And that was the point where I set my stops to break even, or actually I did it before already. And then the price just went back to the entry slightly below and then pushed to the upside. So this is something, this was a really nice risk reward ratio, but I just didn't take the profits. That was completely my decision and I knew the risk. And it's really important to know that you can't hold the market accountable for your decisions and for your profits and your losses. It's purely your own decisions and your own trade management. And I just decided to not take my profit up in this area here. And this is the consequence. And now since it's pushing to the upside, I still think there is a lot of buying power here for a continuation to the upside. So my trading plan for the upcoming week now is to wait for the price to come back into this area here, which is also around psychological level, the 2.24 level. And I want to see price getting in this area here, sweeping some of the liquidity, maybe reaching slightly below those wicks here, or just on the same level as these wicks. And I want to see maybe a neutral day candle, something like this here, or yeah, just a small peak down. But it's really great to just have maybe a neutral day in this area here, a neutral daily candle to then buy GBP NZD to the upside if the lower time frame is giving me the bullish price action that I need to see for this trade. There are also some news upcoming already for Monday, so there might be some really heavy movement. If it pushes further to the upside, maybe even breaks this area, it's really unfortunate to see, because it could have been still the same trade if I just had held my, or just kept my stop loss in the zone down below here. But I decided to put a break even to not risk actually running into a loss now with this trade, and then price has reversed like that to the upside. It is what it is, you can't do anything about it, so you just go now with the further price action with the trade. You just wait for a new opportunity and then go on with trading. So this is going to be the plan, waiting for price to come back into the area here, and then I'm interested in opening a buy position. Maybe if price even comes below here, I might consider opening a long position as well. But as you can see, it has left a really huge weekly pin bar wick and candlestick here, which is absolutely crazy. As you can see, there haven't been many of those kind of pin bar weekly candlesticks, especially so many in a row around the same area. This is really exceptional, I would say, but this is going to be the plan for GBP NZD now. And just speaking about GBP USD a bit, in the Telegram channel I shared that I opened a long position here on Friday, a swing position somewhere in this area here, and on the daily chart for me it still looks quite bullish. The reason why I closed this trade now is the weekly candlestick. So as you can see here, the weeks before we had wicks to the upside, small wicks down, small bodies and everything, green, red, but mostly green, and now you have this red candlestick here, and it closed even below somewhere this area here on price. And leaving such a big wick to the upside, or to the downside actually, is not always ideal for a trade like that, at least in the way that I trade. And it could happen that we can see a wick fill here. However, I will probably keep an eye on this position and on the price action here. It could be that there's going to be another neutral week, or maybe a neutral week with a fairly big week to the upside, and then in 2 weeks the price is getting higher. But I've closed this trade exactly because this weekly candle is just not the candle that I wanted to see. If it closed really neutrally and like a pin bar or something, then I would have stayed in the trade and would have also been in some profit for a nice swing trade for the next coming days. And the daily is also looking really nice. Actually, we have some kind of morning star here, a really neutral candle here. So this is completely fine. It could totally continue to the upside now, sweeping liquidity below this round psychological level here and everything, and almost even rejecting the 50 EMA. So a lot of confluences, but I will be patient with this trade. It might form some kind of inverse head and shoulders here, and then you have maybe the price movement change to the upside here, and then this could be a potential new long position with stop loss below this area. But I will be patient. Maybe it's going to sweep the liquidity here again, or maybe it's going to be a neutral week. So that's why it's not really on my watch list now, but I will still have a look at it. But it's just not really a trade that looks quite convincing to me. So now I would like to go on with the list and continue with your AUD here. So on the weekly chart, we can see that we have had quite a couple green weeks here, and we even pushed above this daily area here and broke out really nicely. And so what I want to see now is price just coming back into this area here a bit again, giving me an entry signal, maybe sweeping some of the liquidity here, and then just continuing to the upside. So fairly simple break and retest trade here. Could be a red day, then a neutral day or something like that, and then just profit off of the buying power of the euro here. Important to note is, since I am recording this on Sunday, there have been really big political news recently, and I expect the market to react a bit violently at market opening today. So this is something that could totally shift my whole technical analysis and might make price move in a way that I totally didn't expect it to move. That can totally happen all the time, and I just have to deal with it. I will monitor price action closely and make decisions based off of the actual price movement and not any speculations or crazy moves. It's really important to just be patient, to not lose any additional money in these times. But yeah, if we look at the 4-hour chart here, it even looks like some kind of inverse head and shoulders here, now waiting for price to retest this neckline to then open a long position. This is going to be the plan for Euro AUD. Now going on with GBP CAD. GBP generally a fairly strong currency right now. As you can see, it's been in quite a huge uptrend for a long time. And what I would like to see here now is, first of all, this weekly candlestick could have a wick fill even though it's green, but it's looking to me more bullish than bearish. That's why I am looking on the 4-hour chart for price to come back into the area here, form also some kind of big inverse head and shoulders pattern here, then enter on this right or left shoulder, whatever you want to call it, depending on how you look at it. So if price reacts here, sweep some of the liquidity, is giving me my long entry signal, then I would be interested in taking a long position here on GBP CAD, and then hold it maybe first profit target here, or even the highest highs recently, depending on how it is going to move. But this is going to be my plan, to wait for price to come back a little and then buy GBP CAD. Now next pair is GBP CHF. I've recently opened a short position here, and it didn't go quite well. I got stopped out, which was I believe somewhere around this candle here on the Friday. But technically speaking, so on a technical point of view, this is still looking like a trade that I would take. Just have to wait maybe a couple days for it to even come back into the area here, reject the EMA, give me a neutral day, and then it's rejecting this price level here as I'd like to see it, and then I'm going to sell GBP CHF again and hold it maybe down to this area here. The thing is, the swap fees right now are just really high on GBP CHF, making a short position not really profitable. So it's just a trade that I will not put now my main focus on but it's just going to be an alternative. But yeah, if I have to decide, I would still be looking for a short opportunity or a short trade here. But as I said, with the swap fees and everything, it's not really the greatest trade. Already talked about GBP NZD, so now I'm going to jump to USD CHF, and it's pretty similar to GBP CHF. The head and shoulders pattern, the breakout, now the retest of this neckline here. Now I want to see on the lower time frame some kind of evening star rejection or something like that in this area here from the price. It could take a couple days, maybe give me a neutral day here or something, sweeping some of the liquidity. But of course, it could also just break above and then continue to the upside, with being the end of the momentum, as it has created a new low here, and now price seems to react to that. So it's not really likely for me, for my from the technical perspective, that it's going to continue further to the downside. But I will see. This is one of the trades that I will have a look at and consider opening a short position. But I'm definitely going to add now, I've decided now, GBP USD to my closer watch list, to actually not forget to monitor it closely, whether there's going to be a good new opportunity to open a long position. And that's already it for today. I have analyzed the other pairs as well and just set certain price alarms there. If any of those alarms is getting triggered and a new trading opportunity arises, I will share it in my free Telegram channel, which you can join at any time. I will put the link to it into the video description. You will also find the link to my other social channels there. If you have any questions, just let me know in the comments below and I will try to answer your questions. Thank you for watching. I wish you a successful trading week. Remember to manage your risk properly, and see you next Sunday.